Watson actually lost her home during Hurricane Idalia and thought about riding out the storm in this antique store behind me with her husband. Now she's glad she didn't. We have video right now that you're taking a look at this morning, sent to us by a viewer on Indian Head. That's over near Appalachia Parkway. This is the view that they're looking at. Look at all of those trees. We do have live team coverage across North Florida right now, starting with our Brianna Shaw live in St. Mark's. Brianna, you were there yesterday, so can you tell us how this looked now compared to then? Leon, Wakulla, and Jefferson County all issuing messages saying that there were trees blocking roadways this morning, and to be careful. Here in Leon County, Old Bainbridge Road on Capitol Circle to Fred George is definitely blocked. Brianna, at this stage right now, what should preparations look like? We go ahead and take a look at Georgia Power. We can see that there's a lot of different outages in the area, but it looks like the biggest area is going to be right here in Valdosta or in Lowndes County. They've got 13,000 people without power at this hour. But you mentioned it being very active, right? And that was going to kind of lead me into my next question, which is how has this year maybe differed from the last presidential election? You've worked many of them. So let's just kind of go ahead and dive into question one, right? Which Tallahassee voters voted in favor of. That's proposing a pay raise for city commissioners. Now, our city commissioners currently make about $50,000. So that question on the ballot asked whether the pay should be increased to match what Leon County commissioners make. The measure was approved, meaning Tallahassee voters now have a path to earning just under $100,000. People in the Big Bend and around the country are coping with the tragedy happening on Florida State's campus. 2 men died and many others still in the hospital. And the son of a local deputy and suspect is behind the shooting. And we're learning more about breaking news that's coming into our newsroom. Firefighter crews are actively working to contain a large factory fire in Thomasville. This is a live view from that scene right now. You can actually see the blaze. The Thomasville Fire Department captain says the business on fire is called Georgia Crate and Basket Company. A mere 20 hours later and crime scene tape is still up. The gas station is closed, and if you can just adjust your focus to right here, you can see that the windows were shattered out as a result of last night's shooting. Stepping up security, I'm Madison Glazier live at Godby High School, where some parents say social media rumors are getting out of hand. One fed-up mother shares why she decided to pull her daughter out of school early today. This is a live look at that scene right now. TPD says the shooting happened around 4:30 this morning at the Hidden Pines apartment complex on Trimble Road. Now, we don't know the victim's condition at this time, but our crews on scene do tell us that there are at least 8 cop cars out there and 2 forensic vehicles surrounding this Hidden Pines apartment complex that you are looking at right now. 1 month ago today, dozens of our local heroes boarded a charter flight to our nation's capital. The group landed back in Tallahassee after the trip of a lifetime. Traveling, right? By plane, by train, by car. You name a little bit of everything. We have done it, but we can officially say we are on the grounds here in Dublin, Ireland, and we could be more excited. She adopted an 8-year-old pup named Blade from the shelter. He'd been there since he was only 2 months old. Oh, he's 8 years old now. Yeah. So they've been working on that relationship kind of behind the scenes. All right, Rob, are you ready to get down to business? You really kind of got to push your back into it, huh? Okay, but we're making some progress here. Oh, there we go. Okay, you got your slices. All right. Welcome back. As promised, we are back featuring a furry friend up for adoption. We've got Kate McFall with us from Tallahassee Animal Services. Kate, tell us about this beautiful girl we got with us.
Raja's about 13 years old. We have gained a lot of trust with Raja, so much that we allow her to eat out of people's lips just like that. Good girl.
The Quincy-based Rest Your Paws Rescue was founded back in 2018. According to business records, it operates out of the same building as Little Friends Pet Lodge. Angela Geary is listed as the vice president. She's now accused of keeping dozens of dogs in filthy conditions without proper food and water. Former volunteers are claiming this was going on for months before Geary's arrest.
We believe that these dogs and cats would have had a better chance living outside.
Former volunteer Samantha Joel says she worked with Angela Geary for the majority of 2023. She says she enlisted her sorority to make Geary's rescue their service project, and they were looking forward to making a difference.
We, at first, really wanted to believe it was just because they were overwhelmed. It was just because there were too many dogs, too many cats, not enough space.
Joel says the more time she and her sorority spent volunteering, the more red flags started to appear.
Food bowls empty, water bowls were bone dry, and we saw the crates and kennels being cleaned out periodically, but no matter what, every single time we went into that building, the dogs were covered in their own feces and urine.
Similar conditions are described by investigators in a police report WCTV first obtained shortly after Gary's arrest in June. Documents detail the moment Quincy police were called to the rescue back in March. The responding officers referred to the conditions as deplorable. In an incident report, one officer claimed he became physically ill. While there, a gruesome discovery was made.
The individuals that called in the complaint that were actually residing at the establishment also at the time on Monday the 11th. I think they were having some power outages. The AC wasn't working properly. They noticed a smell in there. Upon further inspection, I think there were some things stacked on top of a freezer. They opened it up and located that.
Police claim approximately 87 dead dogs and cats were found in that freezer. In the days that followed, Gary was arrested and charged with 51 counts of animal cruelty and 51 counts of confining an animal without sufficient food. According to the documents, Gary ultimately agreed to sign the 51 living dogs on her property over to Tallahassee rescue owner Judy Dubois. But Dubois herself was arrested on animal cruelty charges. 90 dogs were taken off her property and sent to Tallahassee Animal Services. Lead investigator Scott Littlefield says he's worked in Quincy for more than 2 years, and this was a first for him.
I love animals. I've had dogs my whole life, and when you see some of the conditions that these animals are in at by not their choice, that certainly, I think, can be saddening and hurtful.
But this wasn't the first time Littlefield responded to the establishment. He says he personally responded back in November of 2023.
I observed cleanliness in there. The animals looked nutritioned and well fed with food and water. So that's the one experience that I have had. There has been talk about issues in the past, but those things I'm not familiar with.
It's important to note, though, the court documents indicate a former employee reportedly told police she was hired to deep clean the facility just before Thanksgiving last year. She reported that the business was filthy when she started. And months before investigator Littlefield's visit, WCTV reported on other former volunteers who were concerned with the conditions at Gary's rescue. Nearly a year later, volunteers continue to come forward.
My volunteering was just going in and taking dogs out for the day, and what we encountered when we were doing that was there wasn't a system on taking out those dogs.
Dino describes disorganization and disarray during her time at the rescue. She says there were times when she was left with the dog for the night. When she returned, no one was there and her calls went unanswered.
We tried to get in contact with as many people as possible to be like, hey, we don't have the proper facilities to be holding a dog for 24 hours.
Dino also says a dog was injured after being placed in a kennel with another dog that got aggressive.
Half of her ear was bitten off by a stray dog that one of the other owners let in. She was a feral dog that she let in the same crate as Lady during her stay for that 24 hours that she was back at Rest Your Paws.
Dino says her family found a permanent home for Lady where she's now happy and healthy. She says her experience has shifted her views on volunteering her time in the future.
I'm a little bit traumatized just from the experience that I had as well as just the conditions that it was under.
Joel says she and her sorority also reevaluated their volunteering, ultimately switching their focus to getting some of the animals adopted out. They cut ties with Rest Your Paws in late 2023.
We did what we could, but there's just no fixing like people who don't have the level of care and empathy for these animals.
We reached out to Gary and her business partner multiple times for comment on this story. Now, I did speak with Gary briefly by phone late Thursday. She would not comment, saying her attorney told her not to. Now, we reached out to her public defender and have not yet heard back. According to online records, Gary is due back in court on July 30th.
It is a summer tradition in Florida's Big Bend. Scalloping season is in full swing. From seasoned scallopers to first-time families, folks are taking to the water, mesh bags in hand and buckets at the ready.
Oh, it's the return of a season that is vitally important for Taylor County and boosting tourism there.
Our Madison Glazer and photojournalist Sam Thomas took a trip to Steinhatchee to show us the excitement, the regulations, and memories in the making.
It's scallop season in Florida's Gulf Coast.
First time, and I absolutely enjoyed it.
And for one Missouri family, it's a brand new experience.
Once I found one or two, I know that there's going to be more, so I just keep looking, hunting.
They're getting their feet wet and their hands busy with a little help from a seasoned captain.
It's too hot to fish.
Captain Mike Baker is a veteran guide who's been running charters for over a decade, guiding first-timers through scallop beds, something he looks forward to every year.
This is probably one of my best seasons I've had for a while.
And if you plan on heading out, they recommend going out early, watching the weather, and being mindful of others.
We try to tell people to stay within 100 feet of the boat. And all the time while you're out there, you need to kind of be looking back to see where the boat's at, because some people will get picking up scallops, and it's like breadcrumbs. They just keep going and going.
He also says to be mindful of the daily 2-gallon limit per person. Use a dive flag and stay hydrated. It's a squeal-worthy moment for 12-year-old Oliver Tapana. His first time scalloping and his first scallop is one he won't forget. What was your favorite part of it?
The excitement of actually catching one.
Scalloping is like a saltwater scavenger hunt. Safe and fun, as long as you stay alert and follow the guidelines. For the first timers, it's more than a vacation. It's a memory in the making.
Coming back next year.
I love that. She's like a squeal-worthy moment.
I'd say so.
Wow, and I loved being able to see underwater. What a great opportunity to really almost feel like you're there.
Yeah, and you've done this before, correct?
Sure,
Scalloping?
yes.
I have not had that opportunity yet, but I might have to add that to my Big Bend bucket list.
Yes, please do. And so whether you're a local or maybe you're a long way from home, this is a simple, unforgettable way to soak up summer. Scallop season is open in Steinhatchee now through Labor Day weekend, so you still have some time.